Okay.
Përshëndetje. How are you? I want to thank you very much for joining this class. This is a free Albanian class, number 10. We are going to talk about the Albanian weddings. This lesson is also related with the class that I had some months ago related with love and relationship. If you want to watch that class, you can click on the link above. I will post it later. My name is Elson, unë quhem Elson, unë jam nga Shqipëria, jam 21 vjeç, dhe kam këtu Diana, sorry, from
unë jam Diana.
From Canada?
Po, unë jam e kënaqur.
Perfect, e kënaqur. I am pleased, I'm happy. Okay. Faleminderit. Carrie, përshëndetje. Carrie from Montana. And Lanson. Can you remind me where are you from? From Taiwan?
Yeah, from Taiwan.
From Taiwan?
Taiwan.
Shumir, thank you for joining. And Fanny from Chile?
Peru.
From Peru. Okay, from Peru. See. Thank you for joining to this lesson. So as I said before, we are going to talk about the Albanian weddings. I just posted the link of the lesson. It's in the chat box. You can either open that or you can just see my screen. I will do the screen share. For any questions, let me know. This is Discover Albania, the last one, number 10. And I will start with some did you know facts about the Albanian weddings. The first one, it is a half sentence because it's in white, the next one. I want you to guess how long the Albanian weddings last. Can you guess a number of a day, of hours? I don't know.
I guess 16, but you said 16 hours, and you said that was wrong.
It is wrong. Anyone? Diana? How long do you think the Albanian weddings last? Can you hear me?
1 week?
Yes, that's 1 week. Correct.
No.
Yes, that's correct. So the Albanian weddings last 1 week. The second fact, did you know?
Longer than some marriages.
Oh.
Good point.
The second fact, did you know fact, is the wedding party of the bride usually is held on Wednesday or Saturday. Meanwhile, the groom's wedding ceremony is always 1 day after, so it will be on Thursday or on Sunday. Number 3, the third one, when the bride arrives at the groom's house or home, there are guns on fire. This is to express the joy of this moment, and it's like a kind of victory. Okay? The next one, number 4, at the door of the house, the mother-in-law sings for the bride and gives her honey to eat. This is done wishing that their relationship is going to be sweet. Okay? Number 5, after the groom and his relatives arrive at bride's home, they take her with them. This is a moving moment. Usually bride and her family cry all together because the bride is leaving her father's house to go to a new one. This happens often. They cry because they leave her house, their home, their family. The wedding ceremony involves a traditional bride-groom dance in which all the family and friends get involved, during the course of which everyone gives them money or attaches bank notes to them. We are going to talk about this in the next slide and you will see what I'm talking about. And the last one, when the bride enters the new home, a little boy waits to take off her sandals. There he finds some money, hidden there intentionally. After that, the same boy is sit on the bride's lap to bring her good luck in giving birth to a male children or child. Okay?
Yep.
So the wedding day, it's a memorable day in almost every culture, but in Albania they are like very special and they have some very like strange traditions during this day. Is there any of these facts that you never heard before, or all of them?
There's a similar funny little tradition. I don't know where it came from, but sometimes in America there's a tradition of putting a penny in your shoe, the bride,
Okay.
you know,
Uh-huh.
you know, for good luck. So
Yeah.
when you said that she takes her shoes off and there's money put there intentionally, it reminded me of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other comments? Anything?
I've never heard of well, the honey that the mother-in-law.
Uh-huh. You will see a picture of that. I could not find a video actually, but you will see a picture.
They still do that? They still do all of this?
Yeah, they did, especially the honey thing, they did it in a wedding like 1 month ago here. I saw that. And the mother-in-law of the bride, or the groom's mother, is the one who gives her the honey. Honey is sweet, so it symbolizes like a sweet relationship, etc. Let's go to the next one. Pak history means just a little bit of history. Marriages, this is very interesting, so you can listen to me carefully if you are interested. Marriages often were arranged at an early age. For example, my grandmother says she was married when she was like 1 year old, like engaged or married. Okay, or let's say in other words, it was destined, it was decided at her age which one she will marry in the future. Okay, it's not that the wedding was when she was 1 year old. And it was arranged traditionally by the parents of the groom with the help of a matchmaker. This is a person who knows a girl but who also knows the bride and gets them in touch together, you know, so both the families. Remaining unmarried, it looked on as a great misfortune. So normally when a bride reaches the age of 30, 35, it was a great misfortune that time. Okay, that's what I wrote there, Pak history, which is the story, like the tradition many years ago. In some mountain regions, the bride was stolen from her family, and in other regions, it was customary to purchase a wife. I remember, I think my great-grandmother said that her husband gave money for her, something like that. So it was like purchasing the wife. In northern mountains, the father, brother, or another male relative of the bride presents the groom with a bullet wrapped in straw. The new husband is thus free to kill his wife with the approval of her family if she proves to be disobedient. Okay? Albanian weddings are impressive festivities. Whole villages and in towns, hundreds of people may be invited to take part in the wedding banquet. The celebrations can last several days. Traditionally, weddings take place during the full moon. That is for luck, maybe, I'm not sure. Monogamy was always the rule in Albania, but polygamous marriages existed up to the beginning of the 20th century in some areas, especially if the wife was not able to bear a son. Albanian women were, as a rule, faithful to their husband. A wife was considered the property of her husband. Thus, cases of adultery were punished under the traditional law. Divorce is now a common phenomenon nowadays. Any question by far?
What is the last case of someone being killed because they were disobedient? I'm just curious.
Actually, this was like from the past, many years ago, but it is mostly found in the books written there, like as a tradition. It does not. I don't think it still continues like that. Okay. Some of them they still continue. For example, the matchmaker, there are some areas that still continue, like the help with from the help of another person. Or the other fact, whole village joins. That's true. Even if you do not know a person and you see a wedding in a house, you can just join there. It's not like a very big deal. Yes, that's all. Any question by far?
Who pays for it all? Because that seems rather expensive.
Can you say that again, please?
I said, who pays for it all? Who pays for the wedding? Because that seems rather expensive.
Oh, for 1 week. I will show in the next slide. I have because if you do not know, there are two weddings actually. Only the one with the bride and the one with the groom in separate. Okay. And the girls, she has 1 week of wedding. The last day is her final like wedding, the wedding day ceremony, and that's she pays for the day, but the husband, the bride, the groom pays for the wedding dress. You will see in the next slide. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to traditionally. In Albanian, traditionalisht, a long word. You can keep in mind if you are a fan of the Albanian long words. Traditionalisht. Traditionally, Albanian weddings are arranged. I read this, I think. Oh, here we go. The festivities may begin 1 week before the real wedding day. Usually, an engagement ceremony is held between the two families. Traditionally, to get engaged in Albania, the man has to go and ask the girl's parents for approval in order to get engaged to their daughter. Although this step isn't always successful, so not always the parents of the bride agree to marry the boy. Once the parents give their approval, it is important to inform all the relatives and friends about the engagement news. The news are spread around to prevent rumors. Hey, did you heard that Elson got engaged, but he did not let anyone know? What might happen? Maybe the bride is ugly. Oh, that's bad. Maybe that's for sure. That's a really common rumor in Albania. So right after they get married, they must everyone let know by the phone or Facebook or whatever. Okay? Soon they start planning their wedding. If the husband, this is, I'm the bad luck or good luck, I don't know. If the husband is the youngest boy or the only boy, it's tradition that he and his wife live with the in-laws. So the boy who is getting married and the girl must live with the boy's parents. Okay, so and that one is the youngest one or the only boy if he's the only boy. He is basically responsible for always taking care of his parents, even after he is married. Okay, that will happen with me, obviously. But there's a good news because okay, let me read this first. Although in most cases the wife is not very happy about having to live with her in-laws, but in most cases she will have to deal with it. The greatest advantage of all this is having a free babysitter for whenever the couple has children. The grandmother is the perfect person for growing the grandchildren. Any question, any comments by far?
No, it's all very interesting.
Okay. These were from the tradition of Albania. Especially this one, it's what happens also today. But the previous one was what happened before mostly. Now let's go to the girl's wedding. This is, as I said before, there are two weddings: the girl's wedding and the boy's wedding. Carrie, can you please read this?
Yep. The girl's wedding. The girl's wedding normally is on Wednesday or Saturday, always before the boy's wedding.
Okay, so just to let you know, the sentences that I wrote are related. If the wedding is on Saturday, okay, then this will happen. This thing will happen. If it is on Wednesday, you just change the days of the week, okay?
Right.
So let's pretend the girl's wedding is on Saturday. So these things will happen because Saturday is very common here. And Wednesday it's rare, but it happens. Go ahead.
The celebration might start on Monday, family celebration with music and dancing. The following days there are other relatives, neighbors and friends, and others joining the pre-wedding. There is very loud traditional Albanian music playing and lots of people dancing. The pre-wedding continues until the real wedding on Saturday. In case you are on the bride's side, especially a woman, you go and view the many displayed finery known as Pai.
Okay,
Yeah?
so
Pai.
I remember if you are a member of the group Learn Albanian Online, I posted several of times a video showing pie for my sister. Have you noticed that?
Is that the stuff that is handmade?
Yes, yes. So my grandmother, the next sentence says that grandmother, mother, aunts. My grandmother and mother made for my sister when she gets married, made handmade like clothes and socks and things to wear. They handmade it, or dollies, you said they are called?
Doilies, yes.
Doilies, yes, and they put it in inside that luggage, and she keeps it until she gets married. Okay,
Oh,
but it's not only those things. Go ahead and read so that one it's called pie. Okay, that's why it's capitalized.
okay, fine. It consists of gifts for the bride by her family, grandmother, mother, aunts, such as bed covers, jewelry, furniture, kitchen devices, iron, curtains, and other things the bride might need to start her new life in a new home. Krushchi,
Okay,
groom,
so cruise sheet, the girl and the boy have this cruise sheet. Cruise sheet, it's a group of people. It usually consists of 12 or 14 people, including the girl, including the groom. Okay, in the girl's wedding. And cruise sheet are the groom's family and relatives. Okay, it's not a big number. It's just 14 or 12.
oh, okay. Like you would say the immediate family.
Yes.
Um, Krushchi, the groom's family and relatives, come and take the paya on Thursday, and they bring the white dress for the girl and other clothes.
This is the moment that the cruise ship they bring the white dress for the girl. The groom is not present there. Okay, he's not there.
Okay. There is one day left, Friday, until the girl's wedding day, and they keep dancing for hours.
Uh-huh.
On Saturday is the girl's wedding day. She goes to the hairdresser and gets ready for her wedding. The bride is driven to the restaurant by her brother in a decorated car. Firstly, the wedding starts only with the bride and her guests, family and friends. They start eating, dancing, and having fun. After a few hours, the groom and Kruschit, 14 people,
Uh-huh.
join the wedding. It's
So
time.
in cruise ship in these people is also the groom. Okay,
Right.
and
Okay.
the groom's parents, aunts, uncles, or like the most important people.
Okay. It's time for the couple to do their first dance, and then the cruise chiefs join also. After the wedding is over, the girl goes to her home.
Yes, go ahead. The next slide. There is also another slide.
Okay. On Sunday morning, cruise chiefs, uncles, aunts, cousins of the groom, etc., come to take the bride with decorated cars singing. The sister of the groom throws rice mixed with coins and candies to the bride. She is not likely to smile or laugh quite definitely, and sometimes is a very serious woman indeed. They go outside and dance and sing out loud outside, and the uncle throws rice over the car and money, and then they go to the groom's house.
Yes, correct. So when cruise ship come, they will as candies or to welcome them. It is given this thing that I hold on the hand. Remember when I posted on the group? It
Yep.
it consists on candies, on almonds, etc. Let's go to the next slide. These are the wedding dresses. Here are some pictures of some traditional Albanian wedding dresses. It is mostly white, like 90% of cases, but it also might be like cream color or red. Okay, but that is rare. You can, if you have any questions, let me know, or comments, because there are some photos hidden under that photo.
Oh,
Okay. Here are some other. When you come to Albania, you might see shops like that when they show the wedding dresses. And normally they do not have like long sleeves. They are without the sleeve.
okay.
And here's another one.
Saw that one before. I love that one.
Okay. I think there are no more. Okay, no more for the wedding dresses. Let's go to the boys' wedding. Do you have any question by far? I don't know anything.
Do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm just checking. I was having technical difficulties.
Okay. I'm glad you're back. Diana, can you please read this slide, the boys' wedding?
Sure. The boys' wedding normally is on Thursday or Sunday after the girls' wedding. The celebration might start on Monday, family celebration with music and dancing. The following days, there are other relatives, neighbors, friends, and others joining the pre-wedding. There's very loud traditional Albanian music playing and lots of people dancing. The pre-wedding costumes continues. Sorry, the writing is continues until the real wedding is on Sunday.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. On Thursday, cruise ship go.
To the bride's house. Do you want me to zoom the text? Okay, she cannot hear us. Go ahead, Carrie, please.
Oh, okay. On Thursday, cruise ships go to the bride's house and bring the white dress and other clothes.
This was mentioned from the previous slide. Remember? Okay.
Right. Yes. They have a lunch or dinner there, and then they take Paya with them. There's one day left, Friday, until the boys' wedding day, and they keep dancing for hours.
Bride's house and bring dress and other clothes. They have a lunch or dinner there.
And
Shall I continue?
Yes, go ahead. Continue, please.
Okay, one more paragraph. I just have to wait till it reappears.
You can click on my screen in the bottom.
Can you please put it to the side again and I can click on it?
Yes, of course. Here. Okay.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Slide number 9.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your patience. Here we are. On Sunday morning, the groom takes a shower nearby. It must be someone very close to the groom, brother, uncle, or nephew, who gives him the wedding suit. Behind the bathroom's door, there are people singing loud and dancing. Then he goes outside and sits on a chair. It's time for him to get shaved by his uncle. Meanwhile, there are tens of family members and relatives dancing and singing around the groom. During this moment, they give gifts or money to the groom, such as bracelet, necklace, suits, etc.
Perfect. So this is a very common one, the last paragraph. The day that the groom will get married, the morning time, he takes a shower very early, and there are many people outside behind that door who sing loud and dance, and they cannot wait for the groom to come outside and see him dressed and washed, etc. After that moment, they go outside in the front house, and the groom gets shaved by his uncle or another relative, a male relative. And that's the moment when they give a lot of money and all the gifts they have prepared for him, and golden necklace or bracelet. And then go ahead, the next slide, there is another one.
Yeah. After this ritual is over, they get ready to go and take the bride. When Cruciate arrives to the girl's house, they enter the rooms separately. On the women's room, where the bride is.
Okay, sorry. So before reading that, when Cruciate arrived to the girl's house, they enter the room but in separate. So men in a room and women in a room. In the women's room is where the bride is. Go ahead.
In the women's room where the bride is, they throw rice mixed with coins and candies. They also put golden necklace around her neck or golden bracelet on her wrist. Then they go outside, they dance, and then the uncle throws rice and coins to the car where the bride is. They go to the groom's house.
Yes, this is the moment when the bride cries, okay, when she leaves her house. Now, when she gets in the groom's car, she is headed. Normally, they go for like a very short trip, like for a couple of hours around a lake or around a park to take pictures around a beautiful place. And then when they arrive, go ahead.
When they arrive, the bride enters on her right foot on the groom into the groom's house.
Okay.
Her mother-in-law dips a couple of fingers in honey and smears some about the outer door. They enter inside. Meanwhile, the guests go to the restaurant and the wedding starts. After some minutes, the couple join the wedding, and later on, the girl's group joins the groom's wedding. The groom's wedding. There was a typo. Everyone has a chance to dance with a specific kind of dance.
Yes. Here in the picture, there is the mother-in-law hands and the bride's hands, and there is honey. So that one is for a sweet relationship, etc. And it says here it smears some about the outer door, and she enters with the right foot. Everyone has the chance to dance with a specific kind of dance. When the wedding starts, in both weddings, the girls' wedding, the boys' weddings, it says there, when the wedding starts, it says, now it's time for the family to dance, and there is only family who dance. The next time it says, now it's time for the aunts to dance, now it's time for the uncles to dance, now it's time for the neighbors to dance, for the friends and for the couple to dance. So everyone has a specific time to dance and to join a kind of dance. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Any question by far?
Nope.
No. Okay. Here are some decorated cars for weddings in Albania. This is an area in Albania. It's called the Blackbird. You can see it. It's the area. These are some decorated cars for the wedding. Urime, it means congratulations, there in the bottom. If you have any comments, let me know. Here's another kind of car decorated for the wedding. And here's another one.
I have a question.
Pardon? You have
I have a question.
Yes.
Do they rent specific luxury cars for the bride and groom?
They often do, yes. They often take limos, okay, the wedding day, or very, very fancy cars. Yes, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Any other question?
Nope.
Okay, let's go to the next slide. Money as wedding gifts. We have the tradition of sending money to every wedding. As guests, each person has to leave an envelope with money to the bride and groom as a wedding gift. For example, if only one person goes to the wedding alone, he will leave around $100 if he is very close to the couple. Okay? If he is like a neighbor, he can give like $10 if he is one person. But if the neighbor is invited, like all the family of that neighbor, which is like 5 members, he will give around $50. Okay, so $10 per member, something like that. When you are invited to an Albanian wedding, it is important to throw cash, 500 lakhs or 1000 lakhs or 2000 lakhs. This is mostly common with the traditional bride-groom dance. Especially the moment when the bride and groom are invited to go and dance, there is money flowing over them like a shower and hundreds of banknotes, as you can see from the pictures above, etc. So this is mostly common with the traditional bride-groom dance, where the whole family and guests go to the dancing couple and throw money, or attach them to the groom's forehead, bride's hands, or down to the woman's dress. They just throw money everywhere. Then the father or a cousin usually showers all of them with money, organizing them over their own heads. And depending, they can also leave euros or dollars. It is very common. Any question by far?
Do they tend to make a lot of money?
Yes, a lot of money, and also there are in some weddings all those money except the money they throw for the couple, because not only they throw money for the couple but also for other people who dance. Those money in some weddings, those money go to the people to the person who is singing, to the DJ or to the orchestra. Okay. In some other traditions, all the money goes to the family. In some other traditions, only the money of the couple go to the family. The rest of the money go to the orchestra.
Oh, okay.
Let's go to the food. That's like the table of a traditional Albanian wedding with food. I will show some other ones. Here is the first plate. In Albania, during the wedding, there are different plates. The first plate, the second, the third, the dessert, the fruits, the drinks, etc. That's the first one. It's not all in anywhere the same, but this is an example. Cucumber, salad, olives, meat. Meat is a very important ingredient or part of the menu. Almost in every single one of these plates there will be meat. You will see in the next photos. Here's another one. Again, meat and lemon and potato. Here's another one. Again, meat. That's an egg, I think. Here's another one. Again, meat. Here's another one. This is called tavveo. I have mentioned in the cooking lesson, and it is actually my favorite one in the whole wedding. And the first picture, that's a cornbread, very common. Any question by far?
Is there a specific animal that is eaten?
The calf, very common.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any other questions?
Nope.
Okay, let's go to the last slide. These are some restaurants or where these weddings will be, the boys' wedding or the girl wedding. These are some restaurants found in Albania, in Tirana. That's the first one. This is another one. Okay, this is another one. And this is another one. The wedding is like 99% of the cases it's inside, not in an open area, inside a restaurant. That's the last one. Any questions?
No, it's beautiful.
It's very big.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a big area, yes, indeed. And the number of guests invited in a wedding, it's around 300. Okay, around 300 people will sit in those seats, in those chairs. And as I posted a picture some days ago, yesterday, showing a meme about the family tree. Have you seen that photo? So yeah. when the teacher asks you to do a family tree and you are from Albania, it's a bad moment. You have to write the names of people. And there's a last slide. These are all overall proceedings. Each region has its folk customs and also traditions that occasionally are observed. Not all these that I mentioned happen in every single wedding. There are different weddings with a specific or different traditions. One very strange tradition I noticed in a wedding was that when the bride and the groom finish all the wedding, they go in their room. And when the groom comes out, the family members hit him with sticks, with shoes, anything they have near. This is made to prove his bravery, his strength, things like that.
Okay.
Is there anything that impressed you very much? If yes, please post your comments on YouTube. This was the lesson I had prepared for you. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, you can always let me know. I want to thank you very, very much for being part of this lesson.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Muchas gracias.
De nada. This video will be on YouTube for others to watch. Thank you very much. Greetings from Albania.